On guys, Crypto here with another video. Hope everyone's having a good Sunday and are nice and relaxed. So look at the charts today, look at the market, see how everything is doing. So currently, as you can see, Bitcoin is trading over 108,200 at the minute, and the total market cap of the cryptocurrency space is at 3.33 trillion. So up 1% kind of on the daily, and fear and greed is now literally bang on neutral, bang on 50. Altcoin season, up 21, so still in a Bitcoin season, meaning Bitcoin is outperforming other coins. Those other coins, guys, like I said, Ethereum, XRP, Solana, Bitcoin is, in the last 4 hours or so, price has gone up by about $1,000, which is great to see. And as you can see here, guys, on the 24-hour, Bitcoin's nearly up 1%, and on the 7 daily, so on the weekly, we're up nearly 5.5%. Ethereum trading over $2,450, up 1% on the daily and 7.74% on the weekly. And again, guys, XRP on the daily, on the daily, pretty much even Stevens, and on the weekly, nearly 8.5%. We've seen a bit of a spike back in XRP because XRP has had some good news. So if we quickly go to the good news around XRP, obviously everyone's aware of this. 2 days ago, Brad Gardenhouse announced Ripple is dropping our cross appeal, and the SEC is expected to drop their appeal, as they previously said. We are closing the chapter once and for all and focus on what's most important, building the internet of value. Lock in. So, guys, what this basically means is XRP's dropping their appeal, and from what Brad Gardenhouse is saying, the SEC is expected to drop their appeal. So if both drop the appeal, there's not been any kind of news or any kind of voiced confirmed information around if XRP's paying the SEC 125 million, 50 million. There's nothing around that at all at the minute. Just saying that they're dropping the cases and they will go from there. But from that news, XRP went from about $2.05 to about $2.1820. So it's seen a big spike. It's now leveled out a little bit. It's hovering around the 217. Did we say 219? So we're still at around 219. But great news for XRP there, and nearly $130 billion market cap. So again, XRP is a large project. Solana at over $150 now. So Solana over the last week up 13.3%. So if you bought the dip, guys, like I said, I'm not saying again, none of this information in this video is financial advice. It's just a guy that loves cryptocurrency and a guy that loves to chat. And if you bought the dip, you're not doing bad. We'll look at the charts in a minute and just see what the percentages would be. Again, guys, no one can buy the lows and no one can sell the highs. It's about getting in at those lowish kind of levels and selling at the high-ish levels, meaning you're making a profit. Then Cardano currently at 3% on the weekly and trading at 56 cents. And Hyperliquid, so in the last 7 days, up 14.5%. So Hyperliquid coming back a little bit. Again, all-time highs at around $45. So we've seen a bit of a liquidity injection into Hyperliquid again. I've seen a bit of a sell-off last week, obviously due to all the news and everything, all the fear in the markets, the last 2 weeks. But not doing bad, bouncing back quite well. And in Sui as well, just over 3% on the daily and over 10% on the weekly. So we coming back in strong, trading over that $2.80. Chainlink as well looking quite strong, bouncing back quite well at $13.41, and on the weekly over 12% up, nearly just over a $9 billion market cap there. And what else we got here as well? So I wanted to look at again Aave up $270 and up just over 17.25% on the weekly and 6.3% on the daily. So looking very good. BitTen's dropped down a little bit. It's $336 per coin, 10% or 10.74% on the weekly and 3% on the daily. So not looking bad there. ICP pretty flat as well. ONDO seen a bit of an injection there, so of liquidity, 14% on the weekly there. And then where's KASPA at? So KASPA, look at that, up 7, so nearly 7, coming up to 7.8 cents a coin. And on the daily, 2.2%, but on the weekly, 22.2%. So if you bought those lows out of, let's say, around that $6 range. I mean, if you bought around the 6 cent range and you managed to buy that low, it's now 8 cents. So let's say it's 25%. No, sorry, apologies. That's 33%. So put £1,000 in, bought around those lows, let's say. So let's say 30%. You'd be up £300. So not doing bad then, guys. I get it though. Putting in that amount of money for us retail folk who don't have that massive amounts of money like institutions do, it's a lot riskier to put your money into these kind of projects and to then have the mental capacity and stomach the volatility, to buy at those lows when it could go down further. You never know. And at that point, you're thinking to yourself, oh, do I buy it? Do I not? It is a lot of money for us retail folk, the people that don't have loads of money. I'm just speaking for myself here. I don't have thousands upon thousands of pounds to just inject into these kind of projects. I have to dollar cost average in and what I can afford, because again, at the end of the day, we got to pay bills, we got to pay for our lifestyle. Again, I haven't got a lavish lifestyle. Be able to still do something nice with the missus, do something I like to do, to again pay bills and not to have to stress and not sleep at night where I've got, let's say, 75% of my capital into some of these projects. It's just what I do. Anyway, let's look at charts and have a good look. So Bitcoin, so let's go to the hourly. So we've seen here, where was it? So around 9 o'clock, 8 o'clock this morning, maybe 7 o'clock this morning, British time in the UK. Bitcoin was at 107,300, and over the last kind of 6 hours we are up, even 3 hours we're up 1.1%. So a good £1,000 into Bitcoin there. Again, seen a bit of a red candle now, so a bit of a sell off again. That could just be a bit of a cool off. But then let's get back to the 4 hourly. So here, trading well above the 200-day and the 50-day EMAs. So guys, those 50-day and 200-day EMAs are your moving averages over those days. So the average price is of over the 50 days has been around 106,000, and on the 200-day around 105,000. Because again, guys, we did dip down to 74,400 within those 200 days. Not within the 50 days, I don't think. In the April, and also we did dip back down to 98,000. So guys, in the April we dipped all the way down to 74,500. So again, that will take into account a lot on the EMAs. But anyway, currently using 106,000 as level of support now, because we did have bits of support and resistance over 106,800, but I'd say the $106,000 mark for Bitcoin is a level of support now. So the level of resistance that we want to get through, if we break through that $110,000 Bitcoin, we can then possibly go for all-time highs again at that 111,800 mark. Once we break through the 110 and we have good amounts of strength in Bitcoin and a lot of liquidity coming in and a lot of volume, we will break through that 111,800 and make new all-time highs. And with that happening, obviously Bitcoin dominance might come up a little bit. Altcoins might run with it, you never know, but usually Bitcoin's the one that goes first. Looking at the Bitcoin dominance right now, guys, we are at 65.6%. So the highs we hit in the Bitcoin dominance when kind of Bitcoin came all the way up to, so 66% near enough. So what we obviously want here, guys, is for Bitcoin dominance to come down a bit for your other coins or your alt coins, like your Ethereum, XRP, Solana, go down the ranks in the crypto market. All those coins, we want them to take off, because obviously there's a lot of coins there, which if Bitcoin has that injection of liquidity, then after that, when Bitcoin, some people go from Bitcoin to these altcoins, well, yes, Bitcoin's price will still go up because institutions are not selling, but some retail might. They might then pump into these other altcoins as well, and institutions may do as well. They might because institutions have so much money, they are able to, let's say, put in like, you know, your micro strategies. They're buying like a billion worth, a billion's worth of Bitcoin every other day, or, you know, once a week. They're doing it quite frequently. And you think about it, imagine if they bought, let's say, let's go back to Bitcoin's charts. So let's say they bought $1 billion worth of Bitcoin. So that would be, what, about 10,000 Bitcoin? So going for 10,000 Bitcoin. So let's say they bought around, let's say 100,000. They didn't buy they didn't get the bottoms. 100,000. There we go. Billions worth. So if they go even up, like let's say to where they are now, that's 8%, guys. So 8% of a billion is what? 8 million? 80 million? No, sorry, 80 million. Apologies. So it's $80 million worth they've made. Obviously, they're not selling it, but that's goes to show to you they can put that amount of money into it. Just again, Bitcoin hasn't even hit all-time highs, but your MicroStrategy, if they put $1 billion in around here, they're going to be, again, you see the oranges on the chart. They've been buying a lot throughout, even at the highs, even at the lows. I think the average is now over $70,000 per Bitcoin. It's like 70,000. I can't remember exactly, but it's around just over $70,000 per Bitcoin of their average buys, because now they're buying over that $100,000 mark, but they just keep buying. But like I said, guys, those institutions, you know, those corporations are able to buy with that vast amount of money. And like I said, you buy 100k, like cool, and buy more. And now where they are is, they're up 8%. So they're up 80 million. So us retail will probably go, oh yeah, we'll put £100 in there on Bitcoin, which again is such a safe bet in my personal. Again, the volatility is there, but it's nowhere near as volatile as altcoins. I don't own it because I understand volatility in the sense of, I know if Bitcoin goes up, then all of a sudden altcoins could go up, and like, you know, Bitcoin goes up 8%. So let's show examples here. So Bitcoin up 8% here from the bottom. Sorry, so up where we are right now, 10%. Okay. Let's go to Ethereum. So Ethereum again, guys, we want to be holding above 2,400 level, but we're going to be breaking that 2,500 level. And again, we ranged here for a long time from the 10th of May all the way up till the 20th of June. So nearly a month and a half. We ranged in that kind of 2,500 to 2,700 range. But guys, look, like I was saying, that low where Bitcoin hit, what was it, 6 days ago, right? So from there to where we are now, Bitcoin number 10%, Ethereum 16%. So it goes to show to you there, Ethereum may bounce down a lot harder, or any other altcoin might even be more, because guys, Ethereum's market cap is around 300 or 295 billion. Let's double check. Obviously, you've got to make sure we're all here. So there you go, 296 billion, right? So that's a lot of capital into cryptocurrency. And let's go from June 16th. Okay, how much do we come down from here all the way down to here? All right, guys, 21% near enough. Okay, so 16th of June down to the 20th. Is it 23rd? Yeah, 22nd, 23rd. So let's go 16th of June. So 11th, 16th of June. So remember, guys, Ethereum 21%, Bitcoin 9%. There you go. So nearly 10%. So again, less volatility, less scary, easier to stomach if you're looking to long-term invest. Bitcoin, I'd say, would probably, again, not financial advice, but is definitely the best choice out of all your altcoins if you don't want that volatility to be as harsh. So you put £1,000 in, you know, even if you bought at this kind of high, you know, not high, sorry, but around 109,000, you'd be down near enough 10%. So you'd be down £100 and you'd be back up, and you'd probably be down, you know, from here to, you'd be down about 0.5% to 0.75%. So you'd be down, you know, 7.50. So, you know, if we bought there, for example. So XRP, guys, let's have a good look. So obviously with the good news that happened around the appeal being dropped by both parties, again, that it is bullish, again, because Judge Torres denied both Ripple and the SEC on what they both agreed with. So now the option was to carry on with the appeal or both drop the appeal. And again, XRP Ripple have clearly stated, even Brad Garlinghouse stating on his X, that they have dropped the case their side, the appeal. So now it's whether then the SEC drop it their side, which there has been assumptions that will happen, and hopefully it does, because if it does, then that is the end of the SEC Ripple case. And well, XRP is not a security, and yeah, what's going to happen to the price, we don't know, but I can see a lot of ETS probably getting pumped into it and getting more ETS getting it accepted because of XRP. Again, with what it is, it's cross-border payments, it's for big institutions. Right now, if big institutions want to send money from one country to another or different banking systems, it can be 3%. So if they're sending $1 million, let's say, they've got to pay 3% of that. So 3% of $1 million is £30,000, let's say. With XRP, that would be 0.002p. So they'll be saving millions a year. Okay, but with XRP, I mean, on the 4-hourly right now, we are tickering along with the 200-day EMA. We're literally right on it on the 4-hourly, and we are above the 50-day EMA as well. But XRP, again, down from this low, was it 2 days ago? About here in the news, we came boom up, and we came up nearly 7%, so 6.75%. Now currently up 6%. So guys, even if you put, again, with XRP, just want to show you the volatility again of other altcoins, meaning let's go from the 16th of June there. I mean, guys, we're up 233, so this is going to be a big drop. So we came down to here, 18%. So down 18% there, fair enough. That's that volatility. Again, I didn't sell anything. And then from here to where we are now, so if you put, let's say, £1,000 in, up 15% near enough, you're up £150. You can cash out now if you want. Again, I'm holding my bags. I didn't buy any more XRP because I've got big bags. I bought other things like, some Quant, and I bought something else as well. Some KASPA, that was it. Because KASPA's at 6 cents, so that's a no-brainer. But yeah, so XRP at the minute, trading up that $2.19 range, wanting to use that $2.18 as a level of support currently. And we want to keep above that on the daily, absolutely. Again, wicked down a bit here, just because Judge Torres denying the SEC and Ripple to kind of, both agree on the settlement of that $50 million. She denied it, and now, like I said, either they both drop the appeal or they carry the appeal, and like I said, they're dropping the appeal. And from that news, boom, we're back up 6% or 5%. But yeah, currently we want to try and now get above that $2.30 range, $2.35. Again, levels of resistance here, as you can see, even around $2.35. Levels of support and resistance there. But again, that $2.33 over the last kind of month or so has been a level of resistance. So we want to get above that, then above the 245, and then guys, you're looking at 260 and then beyond. But again, guys, we haven't seen the alt season yet. Like I said, that Bitcoin dominance is at 65%. Realistically, if it drops below that 62, we'll start to, even before that, altcoins will start to take off a little bit. Once we get past 62, altcoins will start to really push on. And then once we break through that 54%, that was the previous mini alt season, let's say, we had around the December time, 2024, so just gone. If we break through that, alt season is, I say, on. It is on. I can see that mini alt season happened, but then if we break that 54.5%, we're going right through down to possibly into the 40% range, and you'll see your altcoins really take off then. Even if Bitcoin is going up in price a little bit still, altcoin injection of liquidity will be huge. Now Solana over the last couple of days has been doing quite well, actually. It's like we said on the weekly things that we said, is up like something like 13%. So even here it's up 11% in the last kind of day and a half. Sorry, not day and a half, about 2.5 days. But like I said, guys, from that high in 16th of June came down to here, 20% again. Like I said, that's a significant bit of volatility, and then from here up. So Solana, one of the stronger ones, so nearly 20% up on that, from the 23rd. I'm just saying, guys, if you bought in there, even if it's £100, whatever you put in, you're not doing bad. up 20%. So £100 would be up 20 quid. But I'm not gonna lie to you. Even like again, gold with its market caps, it's was it 20 odd trillion market cap. You're not going to see those sort of movements in gold now. And obviously Bitcoin, those moves probably will happen like 20%. You're probably looking at as the bull market really starts to take off and Bitcoin leads the front. You might see a 20% increase over maybe if you're looking at real high levels of volume, about a week, maybe if you're lucky 4 or 5 days, if there's a massive spike in liquidity into Bitcoin. That's when all institutions, your banks using it as reserves, governments, and your retail are involved. You've got everyone billing on Bitcoin. That's when you might see those spikes in volume. But yeah, you won't see those 20% gains in Bitcoin as rarely as you, let's say, used to. Because like if Bitcoin goes up 20% now from 108,000, you're looking at it going to about 132,000. And that's well over the all-time highs. So yeah, just something to think about there, guys. But Solana up 20% in the last week. And then where else are we, guys? So let's go Hedera. I love a bit of HBAR. So HBAR currently still very underrated. And again, we wicked perfectly down to tariff levels around the news around obviously Iran and Israel. But we wicked all the way down to that 12.5 cent range. I bought some there, I did. So let's go from 60. Well, there we go. So 16th there. So guys, what do you reckon it's going to be? It's about nearly 23%. So 23% drop off. So like I said, guys, Hedera's about a $6.5 billion market cap. Remember what I said? Ethereum was 295 billion. So you're looking at already a Hedera being 30 times less value than even Ethereum. Okay, so that volatility is going to be a bit higher, but going from the low here up to the high, 24%, and where we are right now, 18% near enough. So that is not bad if you manage to, again, it's time down the lows, but if you manage to buy around here, so, let's say around, you go, okay, I'm going to wait for it to break, it went down 12.5 cents, I'm going to wait for it to get to 13 cents, boom, okay, 13 cents, 20%, and right now, if you just held, you're up 13.73%. Looking quite good there. So KASPA, like I mentioned, 22.2% on the weekly. So let's go from that low. Let's show you first the volatility from that 16th of June again. So we're going to be universal here. Going, did we wick down? No, just to there. 27.3%. So yeah, quite volatile, isn't it? But like I said, if you can stomach it, and again, it came back down to 6 cents. I literally bought, I reckon, around about, I bought at 6.0506, something like that. So I bought around the 6 cent mark on the range, on the kind of on the nose near enough. But going from these lows to where we went to a high, guys, nearly 33.5%, but currently now up 28.37%. So again, guys, £1,000 into that, you'd be up £283. Again, it's hard to, again, like I said, time the bottoms, but again, whether you had the stomach, had the, I say the guts or the nuts, it's hard to kind of warrant going into it again if you've got kind of a smaller amount of capital to put in. But again, when I bought in around that 6 cent range, I think I bought about £25 worth, because again, that's all I had. I didn't have much capital to put in, and it managed to get me about just under 1,000 KASPA. But let's say 1,000 KASPA, yeah. So let's say 1,000 KASPA. That goes back up to its all-time highs of around, I think it's basically 20 cents. So 20 cents, if you've got 1,000 KASPA, how much is that? So instead of being around $2, £25 would have got me around 1,000 KASPA. So now 1,000 to, let's say, that'd be 3.5 times. So you're looking at that being about nearly £80. So not doing bad there if it gets back to its all-time highs. And then ONDO, again, looking quite strong at the minute. I had to mention about KASPA as well, guys. Apologies. Again, level of support now, 6.7, but I reckon we hold the 7.2. If we can break above the 8.2 again and use that as support as we did multiple times. Again, it was resistance. Now it is resistance for us again. So we need to, again, not drop below the 6.8 cent range and then get above the 8.2 cent range. We're going to test that a little bit. Again, guys, KASPA does not have any tier 1 exchange listings and is currently about a 1.8, no, it's about $2 billion market cap, I think it is. Maybe 1.9. Let's double check. So just over 2 billion. All right, so again, low level market cap. It's doing quite well for not having tier 1s. And then I was going to look at ONDO as well. So ONDO looking quite strong, using that 67 cent range as a level of support, but now we could hopefully be getting above the 75 and sticking above it. Currently using the kind of 50-day EMA as kind of levels of what we're bouncing off. And then if we can get back above, because it's like we whipped above it, but the last time we were properly above the 200-day moving average was a month ago. So if we can break above the 200-day EMA, that would be fantastic to see, and then it gets right above that 90 cent range of resistance, and then back into the $1 kind of territory. But guys, ONDO, like I said, real world asset. It's working with Ripple as well, XRP. That's huge. They're intertwined with BlackRock as well, and we know BlackRock now has allocations of about 11 trillion worth of assets. 11 trillion worth of assets, the biggest or the largest asset holder in the world. So they are almighty powerful, and they are really in on ONDO at the minute. So again, a project I'm going to watch out for. Real world assets could be a massive thing as well. So yeah, SUI, just going to have a quick look. So SUI is currently battling with the 200, sorry. It's battling with the 200-day EMA, but the $2.80 range, we're holding above that as hopefully support when the day closes and when the week closes, because it's Sunday today. Guys, we wicked all the way down to $2.29. So if I just do what we just did earlier, so there we go, let's go from there. God, what does SUI come down here? So it came down a good 27%. So 27% at lows, and then coming back up, we are up 26.5%, and currently up nearly 23%. So SUI looking, it's kind of been bouncing back a little bit. Again, guys, we've seen a massive spike around the end of April, coming into May, and then back in, and then into the start of May, we've seen another spike as well. So SUI has sold off a bit, but holding above what it was prior, around that $2 range. And guys, I told you I bought some quant. Quant currently, so wicked down. I mean, where was it? So that's the 16th there. So quant for me, a very undervalued project. I think it's brilliant. Has great interoperability. So by interoperability, I mean, so about what's that? About 23% down, and from here going up again, guys. Look at that, 30, nearly 25, 29.5%, but 27.25% up at the minute. But yeah, that interoperability, what I mean with quant is that as a project, it's able to kind of be like a search engine for other kind of searching for cryptocurrencies, and able to kind of bridge like fiat with cryptocurrency. And it's being developed, it's being linked with European kind of banks and stuff like that at the minute. But a very undervalued project at the minute. And previous all-time highs for quant, I think, is around the, was it 400? Was it $300? Let's go to the weekly a minute and have a good look. Let's go to the weekly. So all-time highs are at $424. So again, I can see quant hitting at this bull run. Don't know when. Don't account me to that. I have no idea. Don't have a crystal ball. Don't have a clue. But I know at some point injection of liquidity will come into like cryptocurrencies that have utility, and quant for me does have utility. So very underrated cryptocurrency for me, I feel. Yeah, guys. So, and then what was the other one as well? So at the minute, is it say? I mean, look at that over. So currently holding above the 30 cent range. Hold a bit of say myself as well. Again, was number 2 on the EVM this week, and I mean, you guys, from here, from 17th of June, we were up 100% near enough. Let's go. So let's zoom out a bit. Yeah, it's about 110%, was it? 111%. Wow. So yeah, again, yeah, bought those. Just saying, guys, at £1,000, you'd be up another £1,000. Well, £1,100. That's not bad. All right. So, and then looking at kind of news here, I mean, to report, Elon Musk basically saying about, so the Big Beautiful Bill, guys, I mean, if you're not aware of what the Big Beautiful Bill is, it's basically a bill that Trump's put forward. Just to give you a quick kind of deal on it, basically, where are we to here? So basically, so I did have the thing here. So basically, yeah, so the vote was with the Republicans, and it was a vote of 51 to 49, so it was very close. So a lot of the party aren't happy with what's going on, but basically what the Big Beautiful Bill is basically the mega bill would extend the 2017 tax cuts that where Trump's main legislative achievement during his first term as president cut other taxes and boost spending on the military and border security. However, obviously Musk, billionaire, the billionaire Trump donor, again coming out strong opinion against this, stating that the latest Senate draft bill will destroy millions of jobs in America and cause immense strategic harm to our country. Basically, it's insane and destructive. This is what he said. Basically, and analysts said that estimates that the version of Trump's tax cut and spending bill will add trillions to the 36.2 trillion debt that the US government already has. And Democrats fiercely appeals the bill. I mean, saying that tax cut elements would disproportionately benefit the wealth at the expense of social programs that lower income Americans rely upon. But again, yeah, this is the idea that, you know, the opposite party will say stuff like this. But again, I don't really have much of a comment on this. I'd need to look into it a bit more just to see what's going on. But basically, Trump wants to put, he's at the minute not really worried about debt and wants to put money into kind of border control and the military, etc., and institutions as well. And yeah, but that's what I have on that. But then, guys, let's look at Bitcoin. Before we go on the Coinbase app. So, guys, at the minute, 381 in the total app. Coinbase app is, and it's 30 in the finance app. So, guys, a significant way to go. And Bitcoin liquidations. So let's go on the daily at the minute, guys. People are going long more than they are going short. So people are in the last day more bullish than bearish because their people are putting in longs thinking the price is going to go up. But let's go over the last 30 days. Where are we at? So obviously we had a lot of liquidations to our longs. So right now it's 9.63, 8 points. So people are more bullish now. So guys, whether we see a bit more of a kind of price, even if we come back down to 105, just wick down before the day ends, maybe 104,500, we take out a third of those liquidations, over a third, about 35-40%, and stop losses will be hit as well. So you could be looking at quite a few liquidations, and then maybe we possibly close above the 106,000 or 107,000 on the week, daily and weekly today. We don't know. But again, more people going long, meaning that they think the price of Bitcoin is going up than going down. And then obviously with everything that's going on, I mean, if you just look at the trends, Google Trends at the minute, if it will load, so the amount of people looking at cryptocurrency, at Bitcoin, at XRP, even with the latest news, people aren't searching XRP still at the minute. Again, so like I said, Bitcoin blue, XRP red, crypto yellow, and currently XRP is at 8, crypto's at 9, and Bitcoin's at 14. These are all-time low, guys. These are all-time low sort of search terms, so people are not searching for these terms on Google, because every time I chat to anyone about cryptocurrency, like, oh yeah, Bitcoin, I'm like, Bitcoin is a cryptocurrency, technically yes, but there is a lot more to cryptocurrency than Bitcoin. Okay, so you've got other cryptocurrencies that have different utilities or what they do. You got meme coins where people think, oh, you put money into crypto and they associate with meme coins, meaning they put like £1,000 in at the highs of like when Dodge was at 73 cents, 70 cents, and it came back down to 15 cents. So they lost, 80% of their total amount they put in. Again, and especially with Luna last bull run, a lot of people lost a lot of money doing that because they bought at the highs and they thought they were buying the dip, and it went down even more. I mean, I think even KSI in one interview said he tried buying the dip on Luna, and he put like 2 million in pounds. Pretty much lost it all. It's worth about 30 quid now, something like that. I can't remember exactly how much it's worth now, but he said he lost a lot of money. So again, these things happen, but they're not all cryptocurrencies like that. If you've got a good team behind them, they've got a good utilization, they're being actually utilized. And if you look at their TVL in DeFi Llama, you can see that where all stablecoins are being put and then being utilized on a network of that cryptocurrency. So stablecoins are being used to put into cryptocurrencies to then put into their network and their blockchains because they know, well, whoever's using it know that blockchain has great utility. But yeah, guys, that's me for today. But yeah, have a lovely rest of your Sunday, and I'll catch you in the next one. And look after your crypto in a cold storage wallet. Don't go on exchanges if you can. Again, if you're holding a little bit, it's not too bad. But if you're holding a bit of cryptocurrency, and it's like if you do lose it, it will mean a lot to you. Holding it on a cold wallet, it's your cryptocurrency then. But look after each other, stay safe, and have a good one. Cheers now.